It's very important for the youth, and especially for the young generation, to understand very well the impact of the climate change, to understand how we can mitigate and adapt to the climate change. Because it's actually their generation which will be affected most by the impact of the climate change. So I think the University of Drexlis and the National Museum of Mongolia project, which has been educating the young women in Mongolia about the impact of climate change, is very, very relevant and very, very important.
The Academy of Natural Sciences of Drexel University, Philadelphia, United States, the National Museum of Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar, recently completed the first year a successful project. The project Cultural Repercussions of Climate Change in Two Communities Teenage Review Point united 30 teens, 15 American, the WINS team, and 15 Mongolian, the Roots team, as the students in virtual classroom and in cross-cultural exchange. Of the participating students, 4 Mongolian students visited America for 2 weeks in March of 2015, and likewise 6 American students were given the opportunity to visit Mongolia this July 2015. Building on more than 20 years of climate change research in Mongolia, the Academy brings together cultural heritages and challenges how students relate to climate change in their individual neighborhoods, cities, and countries. Beyond the classroom, Dr. Sonia Kishik and Dr. Ayun Chulun, both former students of the Academy scientists, led the students through hands-on biological fieldwork at the Tuul River. The Tuul River is the pure water source of capital city Ulaanbaatar and has been destructed due to water depletion of the river caused by urbanization as well as unfavorable changes in precipitation patterns. The students explored the physical, chemical, and biological characteristics of the Tuul River, collecting and identifying aquatic organisms and assessing water quality. The course provided the basic understanding of the major physical and biological features, as well as the function and the structure of the streams and rivers. The students also explored the issues associated with the conservation and management of rivers, such as the Tuul. The project also fostered leadership skills, effective communication, and teamwork. Often, the students worked in teams and groups as they discovered the natural sciences.
Hi, my name is Nimin. I've been involved in this WINS and Roots program for a year now. We did field work the first time for most of us, and we learned many things. There were so many organisms that I didn't know about. For instance, what organisms live under this rock. We also crossed the river and we learned how scientists study aquatic organisms. We learned how to catch them, how to observe them, and how to identify them.
How is it different than the online lessons, than like the first lesson?
The online lessons were more you had to think about climate change, and here you get to see climate change and how it impacts more. So over in America, you don't really see how much it impacts us, but over here in Mongolia, you guys see it more from how your rivers are decreasing, and you guys really depend on your rivers as a water source.
Dr. Sonia Kishik, who is currently head of the Department of Botany at the National University of Mongolia, worked with the world-famous scientist Dr. Ruth Patrick of the Academy of Natural Sciences in 1996. Dr. Sonia Kishik became the first diatom specialist in Mongolia, receiving doctorate in that particular field of research. Dr. Sonia Kishik and Dr. Ayun Chulun's career paths inspired and motivated the girls to explore careers in science.
How do you like it in Mongolia? What are your thoughts?
Okay, I really like Mongolia. It's like a lot of more nature than it is in America. Like we don't have as much we don't see that many mountains. Well, actually, I haven't seen any mountains until I came here. And there's like a lot of like wildlife walking around, like not just dogs, birds, and cats, but it's like actual like horses and stuff. And it's not on a farm, like they're just loosely walking around. We don't have that in
Okay, that's cool.
This trip is made possible by the U.S. Department of State Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs and administered by the American Alliance of Museums Museum Connect program. The Winds and Roots students traveled 100 kilometers outside the capital to visit the Husta National Park. The Husta National Park covers the 50,500 hectare land. Students learned about the conservation and protection of the ecosystems. Most importantly, they observed the Taki-Przewalski horse that were extinct in the wild but were successfully reintroduced and now have sustainable wild population in the park. The Taki represents the collected and successful initiative for conservation of Mongolian wildlife.
Hi, my name is Harleen Gonzalez. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My first impression of Mongolia?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, it's a very, very big country, and I'm amazed by how beautiful it is, and the landscapes are amazing. The mountains and the views and seeing all the animals and things like that, I really like it. Well, I have a bunch of Mongolian friends, the Roots girls, of course. They're amazing. They've been very patient with me and teaching me how to speak the language. Yeah.
The Winds and Roots students and traveled to World Heritage Site, Karakorum, the ancient capital city of Mongolia during the 13th century. Erdentsu Monastery, a monastery originally built in 1500s. They also traveled to Tanjung home to the recently built Chingsan statue, monument, and testament to the largest land empire the world has ever seen. The moment when this project came full circle was during the trip when the students experienced firsthand a dust storm during Naadam, national summer holiday of Mongolia. The Naadam festival consists of Mongolian wrestling, archery, and horse racing, and is an ancient custom, a summer festival which has been celebrated for centuries. Dust storms are becoming more and more common each year, as there is an increased frequency of extreme weather and environmental hazards such as snowstorms, droughts, flash floods, torrential rains, heat waves, and wildfires, the predicted effects of climate change. All of the students left with a deeper understanding of the nuances of climate change, interlinking culture, peoples, and histories. This trip is made possible by the U.S. Department of State Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs and administered by the American Alliance of Museums Museum Connect program.
Nomadic herders and local communities in rural areas are experiencing the impact of climate change every day in their lives, and therefore have developed broad-scale capabilities to deal with these challenges. It is very important to take young students to the countryside and give them the opportunity to learn how climate change is affecting their livelihood. Even more important is to learn from herders about traditional herding practices that allow them to manage environmental pressure like severe weather and non-favorable climate conditions.
Studying climate change also took them to the homes of herder families. The nomads, people who truly live alongside nature, had a great deal of information to share.
How are the summers here? Are they very hot, very cold?
Зум бол ерөөсөө одоо хуучин бага насныхыг бол зум биш. Гүүл гит талж яадаг, гүүл бүр шөндөө энтрүүл хүүтэн их хүүтэн хонж яадаг. Нүүс ормол бол их дутуу гарч байна. Дээр үед бол одоо бараг ширээс исхүү худалч хүнд тийм байсан. Одоо бол энэ байж байгааг нь харин ийм л болгож байна.
The students participated in nomadic daily life by learning how to milk a goat, make organic cheese and heavy cream, and how to cook traditional meals and snacks. The most importantly, they learned how to build Mongolian gear. Having extreme weather and nomadic way of life, gear is the most suitable dwelling for them and have been used for thousands of years by the nomads. It is easy to collapse and build. This trip is made possible by the U.S. Department of State Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs and administered by the American Alliance of Museums Museum Connect program.
Hi, my name is Sauk Talam. I am very happy to be a participant of this program. I have learned so many new things. I have gained an understanding of the basics of environmental science and fieldwork. Today, I studied aquatic insects and algae and also learned the relationship between water and climate change.
Both the Winds and Roots students had a unique opportunity to attend the presidential state reception on July 11, 2015. At this event, the students met with key figures and top politicians, including the president of Mongolia, Mr. Elbegdorj. In 2014, President Elbegdorj made a dramatic, important gesture in advancing climate change in the political agenda through a decree on giving directions to the government on climate change. The Winds and Roots project will continue to train high school girls to be ambassadors for climate change awareness for a more sustainable and conscious world.
The impressive thing about that project was that bringing Mongolian and American girls together and gave them opportunity to study climate changes and observe cultural consequences, and would like to wish them to learn from each other as much as they can and take advantage of this wonderful program. And I would like to thank American Museum of Drexel University and the Academy of Natural Science and the project leaders. And I wish you to continue this wonderful project.
This trip is made possible by the U.S. Department of State Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs and administered by the American Alliance of Museums Museum Connect program.